Okay. Didn't quite pierce there, but it's all good.
One's dinked, one's dinked.
Winnable. What the f? Welcome to Veles Labyrinth. This is the worst lost sector to do in the entire game, but I bet you're curious just how bad it could be. Now, previously, Veles Labyrinth was the best lost sector, getting like 45-second runs for legend clears. Bungie didn't like that, so they updated it, and there's new mechanics in this lost sector. So many new mechanics and so delayed spawns of enemies that I actually recommend doing Master over Legend. Now, normally I do Master just because it's a little more engaging, keeps me awake, is more fun to me, so I do those. The drop rate is only slightly better, and arguably most of the time worse than Legend because you're clearing Legends consistently faster and more often. So Legend is overall better if you're farming exotics. However, on this specific lost sector, I'm going to make the argument that Master is more efficient. However, in the grand scheme of things, just skip this lost sector. Don't torture yourself. I'm going to explain the new mechanics as it goes on. Let's talk about the loadout. Arc burn, so I'm using an arc linear fusion to do a lot of the heavy lifting. Box breathing, so I can prime even more damage. I do have high energy fire as a charge with light mod, but it doesn't make much of a difference because it's the same amount of shots with or without a damage boost. It's just sometimes I can get away with a body shot instead of a headshot. Trinity Ghoul is going to do the majority of ad clearing, and I know what you're thinking. I'm not running a special weapon. Why? Couldn't I just run Unstoppable on my Inferno Whip on my mark to stun unstoppable champions? I tried that. I tried throwing a hammer across the entire map to hit an unstopped champ, and while it did work, as I timed these out, it was about the same because I'm missing sunspots. Sunspots are the key to mobbing in this lost sector. So I use Phoenix Cradle so that my sunspots last twice as long. I use a hand cannon for unstop, but it serves a second purpose because Headstone can sometimes lock an enemy in place, freeze them, and block an entrance because we're in these very tight tunnels and corridors. I got Piercing Bowstring and Unstoppable Hand Cannon on the Artifice Armor with Fastball just because I am so used to that. Other than that, it doesn't really matter what you run. You have the same shots to kill no matter what. So pick any perk you want for armor. Just make sure that you have Lucent Finisher no matter what. Because if you finish a champion, you get extra ammo, which means you don't have to be conservative with said ammo. So the new mechanics are you have to find runes scattered around these tunnels to open a door. There are 2 doors. 1 rune for door number 1 and 3 runes for door number 2. The problem is sometimes the runes are invisible, and the only way to break them is with an explosive damage, which means you have to kill an explosive thrall, and the problem is the explosive thrall spawn at random times, so it's not consistent every run. So you have to change your approach on the fly. So Thermite going down, snipe the knight in the face. So he's shielded early, that rarely happens, but I might as well get a finisher for some extra ammo here. So we're going to be slow. We're already on the slow cycle. You want to be leaving this room anywhere from 15 to 20 seconds, and we hit the slow cycle, so we're leaving at like 24. Not good. I want to be reloading my guns as I'm in transit. I'm ready to hang a left to the blue lamp room. That's where one of the hidden runes are going to be. Found it on the wall, and now got early spawns. He's going to shield up because of the Curse Thrall exploding, so I want to break him very quickly and be aware of Thrall hitting me in the back. So I'm going to change my camera angle just in case. I'm maxed out on power ammo. Feels good. Looking for another rune on either the left or right. It's on the right this time. I'm going to shoot some extra bullets into it because, yes, I have dumped entire magazines into those runes, and sometimes it doesn't go through. And then this is the final hidden rune. This one looks to be invisible, so I'm going to hit those exploder thralls, and that should open the door. I only have 4 linear loaded, but I'm already in movement. So I'm going to try to get a sunspot at this corner, and I want to barricade this as soon as possible. Why do I want to barricade it? Because I want the barrier champ to get stalled, or all the thrall coming in to help the barrier champ get stalled. And then they burn to the sunspot after getting stuck in that barricade. Helps with clearing ads for sure. Also, I use the rally barricade so I can shoot over it and get some chain lightnings. And then Phoenix Cradle lets me maintain the longer sunspot. So there probably are a couple more Exploder Thrall that you want to clear here if you're going slow, but if you're going fast, what you want to do is pierce them with the linear fusion at the same time that you're dealing damage to the unstoppable ogre. It takes some finesse, but you can use your strafe to line it up. I sometimes jump from this area to up to that platform instead of taking the stairs, depending on the ad density and where they are at the current moment, but just decide on the fly. You're gonna see, I'm gonna do a couple runs of this to show you the consistency. So Thrall are jumping in, and then an ogre spawning up top. So I want to be basically finishing the knight right about here for some extra ammo if I need it. And then after killing all the Thrall, prime your hand cannon and deal with the ogre. If you leave a single Thrall, it will hit you in the back and you will miss your triple tap, which means you have to spend a lot of ammo on this ogre. Next up are 2 sword knights with arc shields. Gonna hit them with Trinity Ghoul, preferably next to each other, so that they both take splash damage from being exploded. And it saves me some power ammo. Next, Shrieker. Be very careful. Aim a little bit more to the right than you think because this wall is not textured correctly. Pay very close attention to this one. You might be tempted to use a super here. I don't think it's worth. Thermite to break the shield, and then I need to immediately pre-spawn these acolytes with a sunspot. And now that they're burning, I want to move into position to handle some ogres. Ignore the Thrall behind you. Just go for Pierce. Now I can super. I'm supering to clear ads, and I will stop that ogre again. I'm trying to pre-place some sunspots that are going to be very useful in a sec. And I'm throwing hammers as soon as possible to get out of super. Okay, so he's done. Now I'm going to thermite this door. I'm ready to Trinity Ghoul the rest of the ads. This is the worst part of the strike. If you're even a little bit off on your ogre pre-spawn, you're a little bit off on your following pre-spawns for all the ads that get stuck in this portal and don't peek. You'll see what I mean in a sec. Look how slow they come in. Alright, so hit the ads. I'm going to start jumping up top because the knight's coming out any second now. Ads are still taking their time. I'm doing my best to hit them. Alright, boss is out now. Should be 5 in the dome. 4 this time. Good box breathing. And a 417 clear. Pretty good. Sub 4 is my best so far. It was like 357, 358. Gonna run through this again. I might be a little more risky on this one. For reference, I would say about sub 3 minutes is a really good Master Lost sector for farming. So the fact that you have to have great RNG and really good execution to get 330-ish, it's not worth it. Is it fun? Sure, but when the drop rate seems to be the same across all Lost sectors, it kind of is a waste of time if using said exotic is more fun than running the Lost sector. And for me, using the Lorelei Splendor in PvP is way more fun than banging my head against the wall in PvE. So that's where I'm at. And I'm still convinced that Lorelei got a buff, not a nerf. Because I have control over my sunspot, which is like having Empowering Rift on Titan. Kind of nuts. So again, same thing. Thermite down, strafe for my headshots. Hopefully he doesn't shield earlier. Got it. Want to flinch those ads. Bad in-air accuracy. Hopefully I hit that. Yes, I did. We are on par. Exact average time. Some warrior replenishes everything for the next room. Let's check. Early spawn, late spawn. Early spawn. So I'm going to have to break a shield here. Get my ammo. Reload for posterity downstairs since I have a second. And let's find that's not here, so it's going to be up ahead. Should be right here. Got it. Then possibly invisible one. Check. We are on average time. Next up is thermite into a break. Yes, I could just punch it, but what if it's an exploder off the rip? Case in point. Alright, this looks clean. Now I need a normal Thrall. Perfect. It's my sunspot. And let's clean up the room. Remember, I'm going to try to swag strat this one, hit the exploders at the same time. Perfect. Now I can jump up. I told you, add density. Changes it. Check my ammo. I should have crouched before checking. All good. 2 in the head. Bow to clean up. Ammo off the wall. Ah, couldn't quite snag it. A little too close. Or too far away from it. So I needed to lure the knight closer. I think there's still a thrall alive. I have to be careful here. I have exactly 3 to use. I will restun if I have to. Alright, I did not leave a thrall alive. Perfect. On average time right now. Just checking my ammo. They are separated, so I have to be careful here. Gonna get a double splash, maybe. I'll finish her after the reload finishes. Lost a little bit of time on the night spacing. All good. Aim a little more to the right than I'm used to. Okay, this time I will try to earlier hammer. Thermite in. 2 in the head. Pre-spawn ready. Ogres are going to be a nuisance here, so let's clear ads. Like I said, I want to line these ogres up, so I'm going to go to this corner. Want them to be basically in the same spot. All good. Bad pre-spawn on this one. I will probably do better on the next. Death isn't too bad of a setback here. Next time, I think I'm just not going to super. I don't think it's worth it. The Sun Warrior ends up working against you. And I knew I was short on ammo, so I needed this finisher. Okay, I'm kind of quick here, so I'm just going to trust I hit the knight headshots. Knight's coming out if that's the thrall. Alright, that's fine. One body shot's fine. I had box breathing. Let's get a good run where I hit the ogre pre-spawn correctly. Maybe I go punch the wizard, but I feel like that puts too much RNG. Like, what if it smokes me? If it smokes me, then I get hit by its arc hand beam, whatever it is. It's arc laser. Then I die instantly. The worst part about this strike is having to reset it, because sometimes there's a pike out here, like a roving band of pikes. Sometimes there's a Randall the Vandal, a Shank, and you just get deleted, and then you have to respawn before you're allowed to start the Lost Sector again. Now, there is a tip where you hold the use key after exiting the Lost Sector to start it immediately. Let's just go back into flow state here. Thermite down, straight headshots. Couldn't find them, all good. It's the advantage of a linear, though. You always pre-fire it. There it goes, found that. Below average time, all good. Missed the first shot, so that happens. I don't have Icarus grip on this, although I should consider it next time I run this strike. So I can take the jump shots and have better angles. Late spawn, I'm moving on. I would have been furious if that didn't work. Ready? Thrall knocked me into the headshot, all good. Let's get the final piece of the Millennium Puzzle. Below average time, just based on the spawns, as you can see. Maybe I hit it? I did hit it. Okay, Thermite at the corner, 5 reloaded. And I'll punch a Thrall if I have to. Okay, Trinity Ghoul hits the exploders so that I could safely get this up and deal with the champ. You need to stand on that corner to lure the champ. Huge. Try to swag strat this. I got a little bit of collateral there. Okay, get my reload before jumping up. Learn my lesson from last time. Do I have lightning rod? I do. Lion Rampant is so good for this, but gotta crutch the Phoenix Cradle. This time I will finish in this direction. Lesson learned. All dead? Good. 3, 1. I can still fit a reload in there if I miss one of them. I just gotta decide quick. Bad spacing. Oh, this actually worked out good. And I'll get the slow on this one. Perfect. A little more to the right than I think. Okay, no super this time. Maybe if I hit it like this, I can hit the acolytes too when they jump down. I tried. It's time. I want to see double yellow numbers if possible. Didn't see it, it's all good. I'll hit it again. I need a finisher here, I think. Perfect. Shows how well I know my multipliers. That's right, I can do math. Jump up just to spot any leftover acolytes. Some warrior should cook some of these. I'm looking for those curse thrall coming out now. There, curse thrall out. Box breathing. He hit the nasty strafe. Alright, I told you, 330s are possible. Y'all saw the improvement happen firsthand.